Well, we are back on some 110 building today. This thing is getting so close, I can feel it. We got like 2 or 3 more of these videos and it's gonna be done. And I better hurry the fuck up too because it's already getting cold up here in Canada and I can feel like the snow is not far away and then I'm just gonna have to look at this thing all winter and not actually use it, which will suck. Hopefully not, but it could happen. Business has gotta come first. Life of a business owner. Anyways, I think the whole game plan here today is to take care of this whole front end situation and a couple other little odds and ends. I got my new brake pedal and shifter here, so that solves the problem from the last video. I am gonna have to re-powder coat the brake pedal because the powder coat that came on that SICK 110's brake pedal is total shit and came off in like the first 2 seconds. I peeled the sticker off of it. So yeah, we're gonna redo that. I also got a little brake snake to add on there just for, I don't know, coolness purposes. Finally got in the vent line for this carburetor because this VM26 out of the box just comes with these little stumps of line on it that are pretty much useless on this bike. So you need to route some new line on there. I got some. We're gonna do that. I think I'm gonna put the exhaust on today. It is so beautiful looking at that thing in the box. I cannot wait to put that on here. That was the first part I got and it's been driving me crazy for months. So that's definitely going on today. And then as for the front end, I got some really trick triple trees that are gonna go on here. I'm changing my handlebar setup as well, so I'm gonna be doing some powder coating to that stuff and putting that on. And we're gonna pull the forks apart because I've got some stuff to go in there too. So I think we'll start with prepping and sandblasting everything just to get that out of the way. I hate sandblasting so much. Now for the rest of this video, I'm gonna be covered in a layer of dust because my sandblaster is a piece of shit. You're gonna have to deal with that. And then I guess we'll start throwing powder on, and in between those parts cooling, we'll put other parts on in the meantime. Yeah, that's the game plan. Let's start doing stuff. This little guy right here, this is the most exciting part of the whole build for me. I mean, come on, look at that thing. Look at all that carbon fiber, stainless steel, billet aluminum goodness. Mwah! And I also went with this because every 4-stroke bike I've ever had, like all my sport bikes, and then when I switched completely to 4-stroke for dirt bikes in like 2009, every single one of them has had a Yoshimura exhaust on it. I'm not sponsored by them. I don't even get a discount on this stuff. I just think they make some of the best performing and definitely best looking pipes out there. Let's put this thing on. This looks about as good as I thought it was going to. Now I'm gonna point one thing out so I can beat you mega nerds in the comments. I don't know if anyone's actually gonna even notice this, but see the logo here, the Japanese, is actually upside down. Now I'm not sure if this was a mistake at the factory and it was just cut backwards or what, but when you flip the heat shield up the other way around so that it reads properly, this angle here, it goes the complete opposite direction of the way the pipe bends here, and it just looks ridiculous. It looks so stupid, whereas this, it looks like it's meant to be. It's staying upside down. Nobody I know can read it anyways. Moving on. Brake pedal issue solved. Well, that's a little bit of progress. First of all, this lower triple serves literally no purpose other than the fact that it's cooler than the stock one. And I wasted a bunch of time with that thing off camera because a brand new bearing right out of the package just fell right apart. So I had to spend a good 45 minutes collecting all the rollers and somehow getting them back into the cage and putting it back together. Ugh. Nightmare. And then if you've been around since I got this bike, you'll notice I swapped the handlebar setup. My original setup was something that I pieced together with some 35mm rise adapters and some Renthal RC High fat bars. Yes, RC High, not CR High. Don't get the two confused. The RC High, I'm pretty sure, is the tallest bend they make. But the reason that I pieced that together was because this kit wasn't available anywhere at the time, so I really had no option. It was either stock bars or that, and nobody wants to be running those stock bars. It was actually a pretty decent setup, but it just, I don't know, it just felt kind of weird. It wasn't quite pit bike. You could still kind of feel that they were big bike bars on there. There was something about the sweep in the bend or the width of them. I did cut them down a little bit. It was just, I don't know, something about it just didn't feel right. So when it came time for the build, I knew I wanted to switch this, and actually at the time, again, I could not find this full kit, but I managed to piece it together. I found the bars on Amazon, and I found the clamps at some random dealer somewhere and brought them in and pieced it together. I didn't need the throttle or the brake perch or any of the cables because we already have all that. But anyways, let's get to the final pieces. Oh, that was smooth. The forks are the last thing up for the day. These things actually already have the BBR heavy duty fork springs in them. I did that way back when I got the bike. It was actually like one of the first things I did, I think. And they've been good so far, no complaints, but I do want to change two things. Number one is the fork fluid that I used in here wasn't quite heavy enough. It's the stuff that I usually use in my big bikes, and definitely not heavy enough to be in here, so we're basically doubling that. I originally used like a 5 weight, we're bumping up to a 10. And then the other thing is something that I kind of cheaped out on back when I built these forks originally, is I didn't put in the BBR extended dampening rods. I don't know, I just couldn't afford it. But what these are gonna do is give it a way more responsive compression and rebound stroke for a larger rider, and they raise the ride height up like another, I think it's like 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches, something like that. And the added fork length would be super awesome if I had the swing arm and shock that I mentioned from the last video, but I don't. So it's gonna kind of make the bike sit a little bit like a chopper, which is totally fine because for now I can just slip the forks up in the clamps a little bit and level the bike out. That way it's out of the way now, and then when I do get the swing arm and shock, that's the only thing I have to worry about. I can just drop the forks back down and then the bike's jacked way up and we're ready to go. Quick note, I have aluminum soft jaws on that vise. Please don't go sticking your forks in a normal vise. You will regret it. That's it. We're cutting it off there. I swear, I could just keep going and finish this thing right now, but then I looked at my phone and realized, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. But man, we got so far on this thing today. It's almost a bike again. And it feels so good to start getting that vision out of my head and into a real life thing. I was thinking it was gonna take me another like 2, maybe 3 videos to finish this thing off, but I kinda hauled ass today and got carried away, and it's looking like we're gonna finish it in one more and then do a cool reveal video. And that's why there's not some epic B-roll wrap-up in this one like there has been in the other videos, because I want to save some stuff for that final reveal. So I guess the next one, we got to powder coat and build wheels, slap tires on them, put on the last of the trick little odds and ends parts that I've got sitting in the box over there, and then the icing on the cake, slapping the rest of the graphics on these super bare looking plastics. So close, I can feel it. But man, super stoked on how this thing's turning out so far. I'm not gonna be able to go to sleep tonight because this is all I'm gonna think about. But speaking of that, I'm gonna wrap this one up here since it's 5 a.m. So make sure you guys drop me a like down below, hit me up in the comments. We'll see you again in the next one.